Second thing that we would need to look at would be the order of the exercise that we do. So there are several things that go into this. One would be that we would have a warm-up. Now the warm-up can be very specific depending on the activity that the person's about to do. So for the majority of people, what we'd be looking at in a warm-up would be to elevate core body temperature, break a bit of a light sweat, and start doing some simple movement preparation moves that would get them ready. For someone that's more a strength training person or a sporting person, we'll look at something that's even more specific for warm-up. So for example, someone that was going to lift fairly heavy may do 1 or 2 warm-up sets of the activity that they're about to do prior to their working sets. So hence the specificness of the warm-up would mean that they're taking their muscles, ligaments, tendons, all through a range of motion, which is very appropriate with a lighter weight before they do their heavier weight. Someone in a sporting context, for example a footballer, might start off doing some very specific drills like kicking the football, but done over a short space, and then gradually as they get warmer, could move further and further apart. So regardless of the program, we would have some sort of warm-up. The more specific, the better. Once the warm-up component has finished, if we look at the resistance training side of things, we would start by doing compound exercises first. So compound exercises would be multiple muscles, multiple joints, be things like squats and deadlifts, bench presses, rows, chin-ups, those sort of activities. So we would tend to do those first in order when you have the most energy, before anything that's more isolated. The other rule that we have about order of exercise is we would do things that are more complex in nature before anything that's simpler. Say for example we were going to do a squat, which was going to challenge the stabilisers more than a leg press. You would do the squat movement earlier than the leg press in order to make sure you're hitting the more complex things where more things could go wrong when you're fresher.